Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Get ready for a heart-pounding journey as we delve deep into the enigmatic realm of Trailcam captures and more. But beware, what lies ahead may chill you to your very soul. What better way to start off today's episode than with something extremely bizarre and weird? Take a look at this Trailcam capture that was sent in by a subscriber of the channel who wants to remain anonymous. What do you make of it? What do you think that is? I would have said ape because of its dominant features. It looks a lot like a chimpanzee. The slender arms, legs, and its thin and long body give it that vibe. Its face, sunken eyes, and other unusual features, however, make it look otherworldly. At times, I get a sloth-like vibe from it, but perhaps that's just my imagination. The story behind it is this simple. It was taken from a location that doesn't have any apes. The subscriber refused to say where exactly, but what do you make of the image? Does it look like any cryptid you know? Have you ever encountered anything remotely like this? Tell us in the comments section. We'd love to know because, frankly, well, we don't know what this creature is. Next, we have captivating footage that unveils a meticulously nurtured environment where lush trees have flourished beautifully and new plants are sprouting with life. At first glance, you might assume that this video clip is simply an ode to the wonders of nature. However, that assumption couldn't be further from the truth. As my eyes wandered through the abundance of greenery in this video, a dark figure caught my attention from a distance. Gradually, it makes its way deeper into the heart of the woods. It's not immediately conspicuous in the early segments of the video. How did the paranormal community handle the footage, you ask? Well, speculations arose, with some suggesting that this enigmatic entity could be an orangutan. Yet upon closer examination, the size, appearance, fur color, and head shape of the creature in question bear no resemblance to that of an orangutan. There's only one plausible explanation for this: Bigfoot. Yes, you read it right. Bigfoot captured on camera. The serene surroundings, coupled with the remote location of the sighting, add to the credibility of this astounding encounter. Could it truly be the elusive creature known as Bigfoot? This is where we invite you to share your thoughts and theories on this captivating sighting. We'll be reading the comments. This next Trailcam image was captured during the eerie hours of the night, a time when the unknown often comes alive. Take a look. In the midst of this seemingly desolate setting, an unexpected presence emerges. Is this a cryptid? Could it be Bigfoot or perhaps a pale and ghostly humanoid figure? Well, not exactly. A golden light graces the night sky, offering a unique sight. It takes the form and appearance of an orb, which only leaves many questions. If you're new to this channel, you might probably be wondering what I'm going on about. If you're a veteran here, you know orbs in the night are usually a sign of spiritual and supernatural activity. One question remains, though. Is this one such activity, or is there a more logical explanation for this? Share your thoughts with us. Still on the bizarre and unexplainable, watch this footage. In the footage, we see a raccoon in its natural habitat that appears to be going about its business. Unbeknownst to the little critter, it walked within the field of view of a trail camera set up in that deserted part of the forest. The raccoon, oblivious to the fact that it's being spied on, is foraging for food like it would any other day. As cute as this little critter is, pay attention to the top left side of the screen. Do you see it? A set of lights appears from nowhere and quickly disappears as soon as they appear. They're reminiscent of airplane lights, but the area where the footage was taken from is no flight zone. So, if it was not an airplane, where are those lights coming from? Could it have been from an alien spaceship? And if they were indeed from an aircraft, why the sudden disappearance? Did they notice they were being watched? So many questions and so few answers. Can you help? Can you clarify what's going on for us? We normally hear about cases of children being born with two heads and one torso, a rare medical phenomenon. But have you ever considered that similar occurrences might happen in the animal kingdom as well? Well, let this clip do the talking. Enjoy the footage. Recorded by a woman who's utterly amazed, this footage captures a deer peacefully grazing on grass. The sight was just serene, beautiful, and therapeutic. She decides to film the whole thing, but that's when she notices something astonishing. The deer she's filming has 2 heads and 1 torso. While it's difficult to fathom, this isn't the first instance of such a phenomenon. There have been records of such occurrences in the animal kingdom. As she ponders the mystery, she soon realizes that there's no mystery at all. The footage is nothing but the result of a visual illusion. There are actually 2 deer in the picture, but the positioning of the 2 animals and the perspective of the Trailcam capturing the image makes it look like one creature. But imagine a 2-headed deer. The sight and thought of it is crazy, right? Next, we have a Trailcam footage that was captured on a cold winter day in the woods by someone who was seemingly scared out of his wits. Have a look. Within this wintry scene captured by the uploader emerges a towering and enigmatic figure. Its dark fur juxtaposed against the pale landscape. For some unknown reason, however, it appears to be upset, and this entity vents its apparent frustration upon a tree, shaking it vigorously. The strength exuded by the being makes the tree look like it's nothing but some plastic object. I mean, the strain could even lead to the breaking of the branches entwined with it. Analyzing this mysterious creature's physical attributes, it bears a striking resemblance to an ape, albeit of colossal proportions far exceeding those of a typical primate. So what could we be dealing with here? A singular explanation comes to the forefront. We're witnessing none other than the Bigfoot. Realizing this, the uploader of the footage left its territory and made his way to a safer place. We've shared a lot of Bigfoot footage, and today we won't be asking if you think this is real or not. Instead, we want you to know what you'd do if you ever encountered one. Next, we have an image that was recorded by a couple while they were working together to refurbish their mobile home. Let's take a look. Imagine hearing strange noises over a period of time and feeling like someone was peeking into your mobile home from the windows at night. Imagine having no proof and deciding to set up a camera to juxtapose the window. Now imagine checking the captures and footage to see the image on your screen right now. What creature do you think this is? If you said you didn't know, well, you're right, but what if you did know? I mean, I'm very convinced that it's Bigfoot. Take a look at those facial features. Do you know any other creature with similar features? Bear in mind, there are no apes in the region where this was taken, at least according to the narrative of the couple. If this is Bigfoot, we have questions. Are they becoming increasingly reckless and allowing themselves to be seen, or is there a secret and grand agenda we're not aware of? That appears to be the case if you ask me, but what do you think? This next capture looks normal at first glance, but a second and third look and you'd realize that there's nothing normal about it. Take a look. We're first met with what looks like a coyote. You look closely and realize that although it does look like a coyote, it has features that are somewhat reminiscent of a wolf. Despite the blend of features, it's not a coy wolf either. You look at its eyes and you'd realize that they're not a normal color you'd expect from such a canine. It almost looks possessed, as though there was some other entity possessing its body, or perhaps another being had shapeshifted and taken its form. A mother doe used to hang around the Trailcam where this was captured until this evil thing started showing up. Am I just being paranoid, or do you see it too? Please say something in the comments section, because this is just weird. This next clip has nothing to do with trail cams, but all the things to do with the paranormal. Take a look. At the start, the camera zooms in on a really cool bunch of trees that you'd expect from a typical woodland area. But in just a few seconds, things get super weird. Out of nowhere in this forest, a strange figure appears. It's like something from another world, all strange and mysterious, and it's high up on a tree. At first glance, this figure looks kind of like a person, but its features are all blurry and hard to make out. If you saw this in real life, you'd probably get some severe chills. Now, here's the kicker. This is a screen recording of footage from Google Maps, at least the uploader claims it is. This has left people arguing about what's truly going on in the video. Some believe it's a supernatural being, while others believe it's just utterly ridiculous. According to them, there's no way Google Maps or Street could capture things in the forest. Sounds logical, but is anyone with experience with these apps? Is capturing something like this even possible with the app? Please tell us in the comments section. The camera captures a moment so subtle and quiet that it would even make a whisper feel as loud as a plate dropping. Have a look. Out of nowhere, a figure suddenly appears, moving fast towards who knows where. This mysterious thing looks almost like a ghost, with legs as long as that of an ostrich or maybe a flamingo. Looking closely, you realize it doesn't have an upper body. Its body is almost like that of a spider's web hanging in the air. Despite looking odd and weird, it's in a hurry, moving forward confidently, almost like it's invincible. Now, the big question is, where is this strange thing going and what could possibly explain its existence? Is it some kind of spooky creature, or is it just someone playing dress-up for Halloween? If it's the latter, then the person who came up with this costume definitely deserves the Costume Maker of the Year award. For all the brave Ghostbusters out there, the question remains, what in the world is this thing that's so hard to describe? If you're enjoying this episode and haven't hit the like and subscribe buttons already, this would be a good time to do so. Thank you for doing so, it means a lot. Imagine throwing your shoe into the sky and instead of falling like we would all expect, it vanishes. It might sound like a magical trick or a fictional tale. Well, this happened to a group of men in Brazil. This group of men were having a guy's night out at an outdoor bar when they noticed a mysterious shining object in the sky. At first glance, you would think it's just a star, but just wait and see what happens. Two of them decided to investigate, and one brave soul daringly removed his slipper and threw it at the shiny object. Incredibly, the slipper vanishes into thin air. Even more astonishing was that the shiny object they were studying suddenly took off, sending the entire group into a frenzy. As you can witness, they were all shouting and scrambling away in fear. What do you think they saw? Some kind of fairy or what? And who can explain how the slipper just vanished? Have you watched the movie Jurassic Park? If you haven't, then I must say I'm very shocked and surprised. If you have though, then you've just seen how terrifying dinosaurs can be and look like. This next footage is like a nightmare and a dream come true all at once. Now let's examine the silhouette of this flying creature, if we can even call it a bird. Yes, this flying creature has wings and a beak, but doesn't it remind you of the flying dinosaurs from Jurassic Park? The ones that attack planes and snatch humans from the sky. The Pterodactyl is what they're called. Discussions about the existence of dinosaurs have persisted for years, supported by fossil evidence. However, they're widely believed to be extinct. Some don't think so because of the hollow earth theory. Many believe they exist and are merely in hiding. Could this be one of those many who are in hiding, or is this video a hoax? Tell us your thoughts in the comments section. Let's take a look at this next footage that was uploaded to the web by a farmer named Cassie. Cassie and his girlfriend lived on a spacious farm property where he usually shares videos of their farm life. However, recently eerie nighttime noises have disrupted their peace.
So, I don't know what to do here.
Did you catch the noise in the footage? It sounded like the cry from some sort of animal, but they just couldn't put a finger around the exact animal. It sounded like a howl, but not like that of a wolf or a dog. So what could it be? No one knew, at least until one night when the noise woke Cassie from his sleep, prompting him to investigate. What he found was a strange creature lurking in the darkness. The creature's eyes glowed ominously in the darkness. Fortunately, he had a gun with him, so he fired a few shots that scared the creature away. few days later, the howling began again, and the farmer once again went out with his gun to investigate because his girlfriend said she heard some noise on the roof. When he went out to check, there the creature was, standing on the roof and glaring down at him. When he tried to get a closer look, the creature was long gone, leaving a pile of bones on the roof. The paranormal community believes it could be a werewolf or dogman, but the skeptics doubt it. In fact, they believe it's a hoax to garner attention and likes. Which is truth? Well, no one knows for sure, but what do you think? There have been sayings that animals are more sensitive to the spiritual and paranormal. I don't know how true it is, but this footage might just be the proof we need for that theory. A man was playing outside with his dog when he noticed something strange. A transparent figure playing along with his dog. As the man walks into the yard, however, the playdate ends. The apparition manifests itself as it passes by the dog and disappears as though it were trying to make sure the owner didn't see it. The creature's size indicates that it's not human, probably a ghost dog or something far more sinister. Have you encountered anything like this, or is there a logical explanation for the whole thing? We'd love to know. Let's dial it down a notch and get right into the heart of this intriguing story. A man is out on his property, minding his own business, when he hears some rather strange noises coming from the woods. Naturally curious, he decides to pull out his camera and start recording just in case he stumbles upon something interesting. As he pans his camera through the trees, what does he spot? Well, it's not your everyday woodland critter, that's for sure. It's more like an enigmatic creature lurking in the shadows, adding an air of mystery to the scene. Now, here's the kicker. This isn't the first time our property owner has sensed something unusual out there. He's noticed peculiar movements and heard strange sounds that are a bit of a head-scratcher. It's like a mix between a dog's bark and a child's voice, and it's enough to raise an eyebrow or two. So naturally, the debate rages on. Some folks are quick to label it as a sighting of the legendary Bigfoot, while others are intrigued by that dog-like sound and think it might be the infamous Dogman. What's clear is that this is one of those puzzles that keeps us guessing, trying to figure out what exactly we're dealing with. Is it a Bigfoot, Dogman, or something entirely different? You tell us. At this point, the presence of extraterrestrials should not even be shocking to us anymore. Just take a look at this footage taken in California of the sky. Can you see the night sky lit up from the lights of what looks like some kind of aircraft? It looks like a craft detaching itself from another craft. The shapes of the two crafts are highlighted in the sky from the lights on them. Looking at how fast the craft is moving, you can tell that it's not something that was created through human engineering. It feels like, dare I say it, an alien aircraft. A few weeks ago, I would have laughed and called this fake, but currently I can't do so anymore. Could this be actual aliens? Is this thing even real? Are we in imminent danger? You know what? Never mind. I think I'm losing my bearing when it comes to these alien videos. But do tell me, what do you think? Now let's dive into a classic Canadian tale that's been circulating for quite some time. Picture this, a tranquil Canadian lake, the kind of place where you'd go for a peaceful day out. But here's the twist. Beneath that calm surface lies a mystery that's kept locals buzzing for ages. Enter the mysterious creature, the one that doesn't fit into any neat category. It's not a whale, not your typical fish, and certainly not your everyday lake dweller. This creature has earned itself the affectionate name Ogopogo, and it's said to be a resident of British Columbia's Okanagan Lake. Now, when we talk about Ogopogo, we're dealing with something a bit elusive, to say the least. Descriptions of this creature tend to be as murky as the lake waters it calls home. But here's what we've got. A glimpse of its rear end, complete with a long, fish-like tail that gracefully sways through the water. Is the Ogopogo a living relic, a holdover from a prehistoric era, or just a quirky legend akin to the Loch Ness Monster? The truth is, we don't know, but we hope both these creatures are real, or at least one is. As if we haven't had enough surprises for today, take a look at this footage taken by a drone. It looks like some sort of chamber built between a mountain. It looks like some kind of hideout, but the real question is, who built it and for what reason? Some skeptics believe it's a Bigfoot lair, while others think it's some kind of alien hideout. Some also believe it's the Ancient Ones, and while we can't verify any of these claims, it's evident that whatever built the place must have been pretty smart to come up with something like this. Paranormal critics say it was built as a safe chamber during the World War era, and that there's nothing special about it. Others state it's a tourist site, but don't mention where. So before I jump on the boat and declare my stand, can any of you confirm whether this is a well-known location or if it is indeed a newly discovered and alien location? We'll be reading the comments. And for our penultimate video clip, we have a bit of a creepy situation. Enough of the talking, let's look at the content. The image you're currently viewing was captured by a young girl who was sitting by another woman. Initially, they paid no attention to the picture. However, upon reviewing it later, they made a spine-chilling discovery. Above the young girl's head, an additional head appears to be floating in the image. In my view, it resembles the visage of an elderly man, his eyes hauntingly vacant. Could this possibly be the spirit of a loving grandparent drawn from the afterlife to share a fleeting moment with his cherished granddaughter? However, upon closer examination, the ethereal visage of a grandpa figure appears remarkably well crafted, almost akin to skillful CGI. Nonetheless, the uncanny nature of the image remains, inducing an eerie unease that's hard to shake. Still speaking of the dead, these guys from the YouTube channel Hunting the Dead hope to venture into the woods with guidance from the infamous Randonautica app. Just in case you didn't know about it, the Randonautica app generates random coordinates, often directing users to eerie destinations like graveyards and abandoned houses. This time, however, it led these guys to a road where they found a doll under the rock. Now, if you know about Annabelle and Chucky, you know that this is already a red flag and a sign to back down. But from the name of their channel, it's obvious these guys are going to take the doll with them. In their vehicle, they used a spirit box to communicate with the doll, recording their questions and its eerie responses. One question loomed. Was the doll inhabited by a spirit? To their astonishment, the answer came in a chilling yes.
Attached to this doll, like my friend thinks. What? Is it yes?
Common sense might have dictated they return the doll then and there, but driven by curiosity, they pressed on, firing off more inquiries as they carried the unsettling doll back to their home. A decision that, in my view, could be described as a considerable misstep. I just hope they're okay and that nothing odd and weird is happening to them. If you ever come across something like this, avoid it like the plague. We want you healthy and fine. And that concludes it for today's episode. If you have any Trailcam footage you'd like the rest of the world to see, please send it over to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll make sure to include it in our upcoming video and give you the due credit. It's a fantastic way to share your captures with the rest of the world, don't you think? And whatever you do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us out a ton. See you in the next one.